Guitar Music Theory for Beginners, Lesson 7, Chords, Part 1, Triads. This is our final lesson in basic music theory. I did call it Part 1 in case people find this information useful. I'd love to make more videos like it. Just let me know and I will do so. All of the beginner chords that you may or may not have already learned on guitar are based on a triad. So C, D, E minor, A minor. These are all based on triads. Triad means that it is comprised of 3 notes. You may be thinking that when you play an open chord, it has more than 3 notes in it. Well, that's true. So the C chord, you're playing 5 different strings. But some of the notes are doubles. For instance, you're playing 2 Cs and you're playing 2 Es, depending on how you finger it. There are 4 triads in basic music theory. We have major, minor, augmented, and diminished. On guitar, you don't play a ton of augmented or diminished, so I'm actually going to replace those today with 2 triads that you play much more often. I'm going to replace them with a suspended 2 and a suspended 4. The chords that you may have already learned on guitar are designed to be rhythmic and to ring out and to be really easy to play. Easy enough to play, but that's not what we're doing today. The chords that we're learning today are simply so that you can view the distance between the notes, because I want to give you more understanding on the chords you play. The triads that we'll cover today are going to be the same spot we always start, string 6, fret 5. Because we know by now that that's an A, all of these will be an A something triad. So we'll be doing an A major, A minor, A suspended 2, A suspended 4. Let's start with a major triad. Every major triad has a tonic, a major third, and a perfect fifth. That is true for every major chord. So right now we are playing a version of the A major chord because our tonic is an A. Now we can also see the distance between this note, the major third, and the perfect fifth. If you recognize that shape, which again, hopefully you do, that is a minor third. So we could say that a major third plus a minor third equals a perfect fifth. Next, let's move on to the A minor chord, the A minor triad. An A minor triad has a tonic, it has a minor third, and a perfect fifth. So really only one small difference. And now you will see here the same thing, that we have a minor third, plus if you recognize that other shape between your middle finger and your pointer finger, that's a major third. So we know again that a minor third plus a major third equals a perfect fifth. Next, let's move on to our suspended 2 chord. We'll do an A suspended 2. So a suspended 2 chord has a tonic, it has a major second, which hopefully you recognize this shape as a major second, and it has a perfect fifth. Do you recognize the distance between the major second and the perfect fifth? Because we're on the same fret and because we're on these lower strings, that is a perfect fourth. So a major second plus a perfect fourth equals a perfect fifth. And that is how a suspended 2 chord is comprised. Finally, we have a suspended 4 chord. And this will have our tonic, it has a perfect fourth, which I'm going to use my ring finger for, because that's the same fret, and it has this perfect fifth that the other 3 chords we've learned has. And now you should recognize this shape between my ring finger and my pointer finger as a major second. So just in a different order, we can say that a perfect fourth plus a major second is a perfect fifth. This concept of adding intervals is new to us, and I will admit that the math behind intervals is a little wonky. So you've noticed that a minor third plus a major third, or 3 plus 3, equals 5. And a major second plus a perfect fourth, or 2 plus 4, equals 5. Kind of interesting, but the way that I think of justifying that is because we're always counting the first note as a perfect first, we always subtract that from the total, which is why we have 3 plus 3 and 2 plus 4 equaling 5. This is a very basic understanding of the addition of intervals, but it will come in handy later. So these chords are pretty basic, and you may have already learned them in another way. So we'll hear how they sound differently. We have this A major that we learned here with a tonic, major third, and perfect fifth. And then we hear an A major the way it's traditionally played. Sounds very similar, we just have some replication of notes, and of course it rings out a little cleaner. Next we had the A minor, which is a minor third and a perfect fifth. And we have the A minor the way we all learned it. A little prettier. Then we have the sus2, which you may have learned on guitar like this. And the sus4. I hope that gave you some insight and understanding into why chords sound the way that they do. If you have questions or if you'd like to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments. You all did a wonderful job. If you made it this far, you have a much deeper understanding of music theory, of intervals, and why music sounds the way that it sounds. Keep up the great work, and let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.